So you're probably thinking, this is just another one of those look at all the money I made kind of videos, right? I get it. But for real, I actually did pull in $3,237 selling digital products with System.io. And what I want to break down for you are the 4 key things most folks totally miss when they're trying to make some extra cash with System.io selling digital products, and how getting them dialed in right helped me bring in that kind of money last month and every additional month before that. And honestly, it's totally doable for folks like me and you. What's up? I'm Ronnie, and yes, that's $3,237 with digital products, and it happened in just 1 month because of this one simple tweak in how I was thinking. And that tweak, instead of chasing after selling a whole bunch of different digital products, I locked in on selling one really solid, high-quality one. Now, if you're thinking anything like how I was, that might sound a little backwards. You're probably thinking, wait, wouldn't selling more stuff mean more cash? Well, from what I've seen so far, that's not always how it plays out. And I'm not saying it can't work for others, but for me, focusing on one was the key. So let's get right down to it. My 4 key things. First up, math. M-A-T-H. Plain and simple. Simple numbers. Everyone jumps into selling digital stuff because they want to make a little extra on the side. Maybe eventually ditch the daily grind of the 9-to-5 job and work in your pajamas or something. But the one thing folks always seem to skip, actually running the numbers. And I mean really getting down and writing it out. Not just how much you want to make, but how you're going to get there. So when I first started slinging these digital products, I was practically giving them away, like $7 a pop. And I had a whole pile of them. And I kept thinking, man, I don't know if this is going to cut it. And I was second guessing myself, thought my stuff was just kind of okay. And I wasn't really feeling confident. And that kind of headspace really held me back from growing things. Now, if you fast forward a bit, and I realized that doubt and that fear of actually putting myself out there and sharing my products was really holding me back. So what I needed was a math reset. So here's how the numbers looked on paper. So I wanted to bank an extra grand a month, and I had 3 digital products going for $7 each. And I was trying to sell them through 3 different paths. So I figured out I needed to move about 47 of those things every single month to hit my $1,000 goal. And back then, I wasn't really focused on getting traffic. I was just cranking out digital products and sticking them on all these different pages, thinking the more I built, the more money would magically appear. Now, when I saw those numbers in black and white, I was like, why aren't my digital products selling? Maybe I gotta make a boatload more, or maybe my stuff just ain't up to snuff. But honestly, my digital products weren't bad. I didn't need to flood the market. I just needed to look at those numbers and shake things up. Now, I did make a few bucks here and there while I was learning and doing this. Not saying you won't, but it was kind of random and not where I wanted to be. So I thought, what's a better way? Well, instead of having all these different sales pages and all these different products at rock bottom prices, I needed a math overhaul. So I still had that $1,000 extra a month in mind, kept that as my target, but then I thought, why are all these digital products separate? They could totally be combined into one killer digital product, and I could actually charge a decent price because the content's solid and really helps folks out. Being at $7 and scattered all over the place just meant I wasn't really connecting with people. So I also flipped my pricing. I decided to go with $47 monthly membership and also a $347 one-time deal. And I funneled everything to just one main sales path. So then, instead of needing to sell 47 of those cheap things, I only needed to sell 17 monthly memberships or 3 of those one-time deals. And that math just clicked and made sense in my head, which also brings me to my next point: effort versus reward versus quality. Okay, so now that the numbers were looking good, I was thinking, all right, how much actual work is involved with this new plan? Because when I was selling on a bunch of different sales pages with a bunch of different products, you got to hustle traffic to each one of them separately. Now, again, I'm not saying it can't work for some of you guys, but the thing is, if you just have one main sales page and you put all of your energy into getting people to see that one thing, then you're not yourself too thin. Everyone focused in one spot, and that also means you can really make that one sales page top notch. And that's exactly what I did. I kept sending folks to that one page. I kept making it better. And the numbers were way easier to track because when you're looking at just one thing, it's way less complicated and you don't got to try and juggle 3 different things, especially when you're just getting started. Now, I use YouTube as my main way to get people to my sales pages because I find it way easier to connect with folks and just talk straight to the camera like this rather than just doing those short, flashy videos. But my goal is to put out maybe 4 solid videos a month and make them really good. And to me, that sounds a whole lot better than having to churn out 30 different short form clips. So the effort I was putting in versus the quality of what I was doing was starting to feel a whole lot more balanced. So now that the math was working and the effort felt worth the reward and the quality was getting there, I could actually spend my time on getting more eyeballs on my sales page, making that page even better, understanding my stats, and also making my main digital product way better. So I wasn't just throwing a bunch of random digital products out there. I could actually focus on making my one product the best it could be based on what folks were telling me. Okay, so what tools did I actually use and what kind of stuff did I share online? Well, this right here is System.io. If you haven't heard me mention it in my channel by now, then you're missing out. Because this is the only tool I use to run my whole show. You can handle email marketing, build your sales pages. There's just a ton of stuff you can do. And I definitely recommend you snag yourself a free account, and you can find the link down below in this video description. I ended up building their whole website with System.io because you can do that too. And one of my main sales paths that I show you is for the Digital Income Starter Kit. So this is the main thing I was pointing everyone to because it's got everything I've ever learned about digital products all rolled into one. So that was my main focus. And then you can see here's my YouTube right here. So the kind of stuff I started putting out there was the stuff my subscribers actually wanted to know about. The thing about sharing online is that sometimes it's just trying different things out to see if folks dig it. And then once you find the stuff that people are really into, you just make more of that. For example, I tried out this one video right here, probably not the best title, as you can see by the views, but then over here, I'm talking about the best digital product side hustle that you can start for free, which is basically starting with System.io and selling digital products, and that one got way more traction. So you can see that by making the right kind of content and pointing it all to one main sales page, that's how you can start reaching your goals. Now, if you want to jump into YouTube and you're thinking, Ronnie, I'm clueless, comment YouTube marketing plan down below and I'll send you my YouTube marketing plan that'll help you get started. That one video right there was one of the first ones that really took off. But everything in that PDF is exactly what I did to start learning, and I've shared it all over the internet. So now, with my one main product, my main sales path, and my one main spot online, YouTube, to get more people to see it, I just kept at it, perfected things, and changed what wasn't working and stuck with what was. And that's really what this whole digital marketing and selling digital product things is all about. Testing, tweaking, changing, and making things work. Now, when I talk about looking at the results and making changes, what exactly am I looking at? Well, there are a few key areas you got to keep an eye on. The first thing, and this is before you even glance at any numbers or change a thing, you got to make sure that you've actually confirmed if folks even want your digital product idea with feedback from real people. That could be a survey, talking to potential customers, something to make sure there's actual interest. And the second thing is you got to be tracking your sales page stats. No point in getting to the end of the month and feeling bummed out and no sales without knowing why. What do your numbers tell you? Do they say nobody even saw your sales page? That means you got to get more traffic. So you really got to dig into those numbers. And the third thing is, when you put something out there online, what happens? Are people leaving comments? Are they sharing it? Are you getting views? Are you getting sales? You got to keep track of what's connecting. For example, with my YouTube, I look at how many people click on my videos, how long they stick around to watch it, and I just look back at the last month and go, what titles were getting clicks? What kind of content was doing well? And then I could figure out what to do next. And trust me, you guys, this is all totally doable for you to hit your income goals, whatever goals you've set for yourself, because everything I've just talked about in this video is stuff I've done myself. And there's no reason why you can't do it too. So you could take all the info in this video or just pick one thing that clicked with you and give it a shot. If you want to get your hands on all my tools, my resources, my step-by-step on how I do this whole digital product thing and bring in some extra income without constantly grinding, then you got to grab all that inside my digital income starter kit. And the link should be down below in this video description. So now that you know exactly what I did and the changes I made to bring in that $3,237 in 1 month with System.io, selling digital products, you're probably wondering, what's next? Well, that's why you want to watch this video popping up on your screen right now. Because when you pair what you just learned in this video with what you're going to learn in the next, it's going to make you way more powerful. Stay blessed.